Hello everybody, this is Akansh Suman here. Now we are going to discuss the problem based on the degree of freedom. Before solving this question, you must have to know the what is Kushbek equations. Okay. In the theory part, we already discussed the Kushbek equations, that is the degree of freedom. Okay. That means 3 into L minus 1 minus 2J minus H. Are you getting my point? Here L represent the number of links and L represent the number of links, and J represent the number of, I'm going to write here the number of joint. But remember one thing, there is a number of binary joint. This joint, that would be the binary joint. Okay, if there is a quaternary, if there is a ternary joints, then you must have to convert it into binary joints, then put the value in the J form. Okay, so there is a H which represent the number of higher pair, or you can also say this is the number of lower pairs. Okay, number of lower pairs. When I'm saying there is a lower pair means if there is a surface or area contact, there will be the lower pair. Okay, so this is also known as the number of lower pairs. Number of joint, that means the number of binary joints. Okay, and H represent the number of higher pair. It represents the number of higher pair. Okay, now one by one we have to calculate the number of links. Before solving this question, I am going to tell you one thing, that this is the general Kushbek equations. This is the general Kushbek equations, but in the modified form of the Kushbek equations, we get the formula. We get this formula, that is F is equal to 3 into L minus 1 minus 2J minus H minus FR. Okay, FR represent the redundant motions, number of redundant motions that are not the part of the mechanisms. Okay, not the part of the mechanisms means if there is a part which having no role in the mechanisms, that means that would be the redundant part. Now calculate one by one. We will see what is the difference between the degree of freedom when we solve using these equations and when we solve using the above equations. You will see the difference between these two. Okay, now first we have to calculate the number of link. That is one link. Okay, that is second, that is third, and that is fourth. Okay, so number of links is equal to 4, and number of binary joints, that is one binary joints, that is second binary joints, and that is third binary joint, and that is fourth binary joints. Okay, joint is here. Okay, in the form of, if I'm going to show you side view, that would be like that. Okay, that is the circular hole, that would be the circular hole like that. Number of binary joints are 4, and number of higher pair, is there any point contact or line contact? No, is there no point contact or line contact, so that would be 0 higher pair. Okay, now when we solve these questions using the above equations, this we will get the degree of freedom, that is 3 into 4 minus 1 minus 2 into 4 minus 0, and we will get 9 minus 8 is equal to 1. What we get? Degree of freedom is equal to 1. That means there is one type of motion is possible according to this formula. Okay, now what is this equation says? In these equations we have seen the new term, that is the redundant motions. FR represent the redundant motions that are not the part of the mechanisms. See this diagram. See this diagram carefully. See here, this link, if I remove this link, is there any effect on the structure, on the mechanisms? Because there is a 4 joints, and there is a four link, there is will be the three links remaining. Okay, so it will not be affected by this, by the third link. If I remove the third link, there will not be effect on the structure. Okay, so that means Fr is equal to how many number of redundant motions? Only one. Okay, so Fr is equal to 1. Now I am going to put the value of Fr in this equations, and finally we will get, see here, F is equal to 3 into L minus 1, L is equal to 4 minus 1 minus 2 into 4 minus higher pair is 0 and Fr value is 1. Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point? What is Fr? Number of those motions which are not the part of the mechanisms. That means here you can see there is a circular hole. If I remove the third link from this structure, there will not be any affected on the mechanisms. Okay, so that is why Fr value is equal to 1. So finally we will get 9 minus 8 minus 1, that is equal to 0. That means there will not be any degree of freedom. And what would be the correct answer? This would be the correct answer. Okay, this is not correct. This is correct answer. So that is why you must have to understand, what type of motion is there. Is there any redundant motions? See it carefully. Then you will be able to solve the questions correctly.